everyone. Just fixing this, getting through some technical difficulties here. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to our live stream. We actually haven't done a live stream in a long time. So we thought we'd take this opportunity and say hello to all of our new followers. I know there's quite a few of you here that are brand new to Briar Main Travel Boutique. So just a little intro. My name is Alia Pearson. I'm the owner and certified travel advisor of Briar Main Travel. And today a little bit about us. Sorry, a little nervous here. Hi, Caroline. So we are a full-service travel agency that specializes in magical, stress-free, and seamless vacations. So we help our clients from beginning to end, before, during, and after their trip, create an awesome experience on their vacation. So we do specialize in Disney destinations, but we also specialize in all-inclusive resorts, cruises, European destinations, pretty much anywhere around the world. So we love helping our clients just create magical memories, and we just love what we do. So welcome. If you guys are just joining us, be sure to say hello. I see Caroline, and let us know where you guys are joining us from, because you're all kind of all over the place. But today, joining me is one of our awesome travel advisors from Iowa. This is Mr. Sean McCall. Hi, Sean. How are you?
I'm good. Greetings from across the time zones.
Yes. So let's see, we're both wearing our ears because today we are talking Disney, one of our favorite topics. I think I just posted a picture on Instagram of me in this exact same outfit, which is kind of funny that I'm wearing this today because it was like 2 days ago. So I do wear other things, but my ears are my newest ones I got from Downtown Disney a few months ago. They're donut ears. I love sweets. And tell us about your ears, Sean. What ears are you wearing?
My ears actually belong to my mom. Her name is in the back, but they're from Disneyland's 50th. So I know they're now 16 years old.
Oh my goodness.
For Disney World's 50th, yeah.
That's going to be awesome. And when's that coming up, Sean? The 50th. When is that coming up?
October 1st.
October 1st. It's coming up. We have lots and lots of clients in our agency going there. So we are super excited. All right, show me your cup. I have a favorite mug.
Oh, yeah. This is my Disneyland 45th anniversary of the Haunted Mansion cup.
Haunted Mansion. That's my favorite. I'm just going with my classic Minnie Mouse. This is one of my favorite mugs I've had for years. And I'm just drinking some water, good old-fashioned water. But how's the weather over there in Iowa? Is anyone watching from Iowa?
Sunny.
It's nice. Yeah.
Sunny, clear.
Cool.
No rain for us out here, unlike the East Coast. But
yes, Arizona, it's still hot. I mean, it's going to be hot till probably December, but that's the way it is over here. All right, so is anybody joining us today? Be sure to say hello. If you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to put them in the comments below. In an earlier post, or when I repost this, I'll put a link to our email newsletter. So if you guys want to keep up to date on all the Disney news and travel news, that's the best way to do it. There'll also be a request a quote form if you guys are interested in start planning your vacation. So let's get right into it, Sean. So today, the first thing we're going to talk about is the question we get all the time. So we get this question a bunch. Should I stay, and this goes for Walt Disney World and Disneyland. So should I stay offsite or should I stay on site, like in the resort hotels? So I know, what's the magic answer? And we're going to talk to you guys a little bit about that today. So Sean, I'll start with you. You're going to take over Walt Disney World. So what are some perks of
take over?
Yeah, you're taking over. You're taking over Walt Disney World.
Cool.
Okay, on our live. So what are some perks? Let's tell them what some perks are of staying on site.
Staying on site?
Yeah, on site.
Well, besides just the magic of Disney surrounding you, I feel like early park entry is coming back October 1st. It's changing slightly. It used to be, one park each day, but now they're going every park a half hour early. So early park access helps on a vacation. Our family has always been package delivery. If you're staying on site and you buy that t-shirt or those mugs or whatever, and you want to get them shipped back to your room and not see them again until you pick them up in the hotel gift shop, that is a huge perk to not have to carry stuff around the park all day. And I think at least my number one reason to stay on site is, especially as the guy who would have to drive the car a lot, I love staying with Disney transportation, especially if you're on a monorail resort or a Skyliner resort. It's so nice at the end of the day, and even in the beginning of the day, not to have to battle the roadways and parking lots yourself.
Yes, yes. All right, so say someone comes to you and says, well, I don't know if it's a big deal for our family to stay on site. So what are some perks of staying off site? Because Walt Disney World has some other great, they call them other great accommodations that
they certainly do. I mean, and you know, there are certainly perks at those. I just booked some clients there between Christmas and New Year holiday this year, and the resort was full. So we turned to some of those other good neighbor hotels. And the one they're staying at has a free shuttle. So you still get some of those perks. I mean, in terms of some of the other reasons, I think, to stay off site, first of all, a big one can be price point. You know, there are some cheaper accommodations, less expensive off site, which can help budget wise, especially for a bigger family. You also are a lot closer to the real world. If you want to run to CVS because you forgot some Advil, you know, the bottle's going to cost you $6 instead of the little packet that has 2 Advils in it for like $3. So you can make those stops. And also it can just be more convenient. If you're going to go a lot of places, if you want to go spend a day at Cocoa Beach and go to the Space Center and the beach, or you're going to go to SeaWorld for a day, or, you know, if you're splitting up your vacation, I think it's a great way to go.
Absolutely. You know, and I've actually stayed off site, and our hotel had a rental car desk directly in the hotel, and we were able to rent a car for a day and go down to Clearwater Beach, and that was just an awesome time and a good break between park days. So there's lots of perks on both ends. It just depends on what I think kind of experience you want, right, at Walt Disney World. Definitely.
I'm going to really date myself, but when I would stay off property with my grandparents when I was a kid, they had the bed that vibrated. You could put the quarters in and the bed shook. So that I loved staying off site when I was a kid.
Okay, now on to Disneyland Resort. So I put down like my top 3 reasons why staying on resort. So the thing about Disneyland, the difference between Disneyland and Walt Disney World, Walt Disney World, really, there's just a lot of choice, a lot of resort choices to choose from. Disneyland, if you want to stay on site, there's only 3. So you got Disneyland Hotel, you got Paradise Pier Resort, and you got the Grand Californian. So they all have a different price point. So Paradise Pier they're still all deluxe resorts, all amazing, but it goes pretty much Paradise Pier to Disneyland Hotel to the Grand Californian. So definitely staying on site. For example, if you're staying at the Grand Californian, it has direct access to Disney's California Adventure. I mean, it has a literal gate into the park. That's a great perk. Another perk on staying on site is just, well, I'll get to that one in a second. The close proximity to the restaurants there. So when you're staying off-site, I'll get to that in a minute, but there's a lot of walking involved. So if you don't want to do a lot of walking and you want to get to the restaurants a lot faster, that's a great way to do that, to stay on site. Then the last thing, I think it's just immersing yourself in the magic that is Disney. I mean, you feel like you don't leave the theme parks when you go into the resort hotels. It's just from the concierge service you get, from the package delivery, everything is just very customized to you, and you don't feel like you're ever leaving the park. So that's the magical part. Now, I will say I've stayed, my bangs today. So I grew up in Southern California. So I didn't stay on site a lot because I lived in close proximity. So I would literally do a day at, let's go to Disneyland and just go. But now that I don't live there, I've done both. I have stayed on site and I have stayed off site. Now for me, I have a large family. So I have 4 littles. And so when you're traveling with large family and you have budget in mind, staying off site is a great reason to do that. If you're working with a large family or multiple families that you're going with, you can find adjoining rooms, suites, lots of other options at the Good Neighbor hotels. That actually, and the Good Neighbor hotels do work with Disney, so you could still package your tickets and everything. So it's not like you can't do all of that. But that's a great reason. Another great reason is everything's pretty much in walking distance. If you don't mind walking a little bit, some of the resort or the Good Neighbor hotels are directly across the street. Some are a 15-minute walk. It just depends on how much walking you want to do. And then I think I had one more. Oh no. Oh, hold on. I had one more. Oh, and some of them offer like free shuttle if they are if they are like over a mile or so away from the parks, then you'd rather take a shuttle. Some of them offer shuttle services for a small fee, or it's included. It just depends on the hotel. And then some of them also include free breakfast, which is always a perk when you have a large family and a lot of kids to feed. But does anybody have any questions? Hey, Christina, how are you? Does anyone have any questions about the difference between a resort hotel and a Good Neighbor hotel? If I don't see your comments, I'm kind of seeing them here and a little bit on my phone here. But if you are catching this replay of the live, feel free to post a question in here or message us. All right, so the next thing we wanted to talk about is the news that we've all been hearing. So if you haven't heard, if you're familiar with Disneyland here on the West Coast in Arizona, you were probably familiar with the Max Pass for a while. For the past couple of years, they've had the Max Pass that took over their Fast Pass system. They still had the Fast Pass old school way to do it, my veins again, where you can go just grab Fast Passes as you go. But if you wanted to get the Max Pass, they would charge you for it. You would add it to your app, and it would let you pick your Fast Pass selections faster, so you can schedule your day a little easier. So now I saw this kind of coming. They retired the Fast Pass system completely for Walt Disney World, and now they have a new app, which is called Genie, the Genie app. So Sean's going to tell us a little bit about what that is and what you can expect from it at your next vacation for Disneyland and Walt Disney World.
Yeah, I mean, it's Disney, and the more things change, the more they stay the same. I mean, it's always evolving.
Yep.
All good things must come to an end, but what we usually find as Disney fans is that there's something about the new thing that we didn't think we'd like. With Genie, it does sound like Genie is going to add on to the app that you already have. I did a little more research, and it does sound like you're not going to have to download a whole new app. Right. The basic level is just a smarter, more helpful way to help you get around the park. It's going to let you put in, do you like princesses or do you like Star Wars? Or, once you've told it what you like, it's going to help structure your day at the park, suggest to go here now. The lines are shorter. You might like this restaurant. I mean, it's going to enhance your experience that way. Completely a part of it. And you can feel free to use that, or you can look at some of the options. The Disney Genie Plus, which everybody is talking about mainly this week, is the first level. There's two different levels of basically purchases you can make. The Genie Plus is the first level, and that's a daily fee. It's going to be $15 at Disney World and involve about 40 attractions, it sounds like. It's going to be $20 a day to add on to your ticket at Disneyland, and involves about 15 attractions between Disneyland and California.
And that's per ticket, right? Per day. Per ticket,
right, per ticket per day. Yeah. So if you got a family of four, it's going to be $60 at Disney, $80 at Disneyland. But before that, all these Fast Pass lanes that we've come to know and love are flipping into lightning lanes. And with the Genie Plus, beginning at 7 a.m., at least in Florida, I believe the Disneyland version, you actually have to be on site the day that you're going. But beginning at 7 a.m., you can choose the attraction that you would like to visit the lightning lane for. And it'll tell you the first available time that, and you'll walk up, you'll go in just like you used to with the Fast Pass. And once you're in that line, you pick the next one. And you can have only one at a time, but it goes all day. As soon as you've used one, you choose another one. And that's going to be attractions like the Haunted Mansion and Big Thunder at Florida. A lot of classics, a lot of popular rides. The next level is that what they're calling selected attractions, I believe. A what?
Lightning Lane. Lightning Lane,
The
right?
Lightning Lane. But then the next
Yes.
one beyond Genie Plus is like selected attractions. They're not going to
Mhm.
overlap. Genie Plus has its own. The ones in the select attractions are going to be your premium attractions, the things that are new or always super crowded, things like Rise of the Resistance, the new Ratatouille, things like at California Adventure, Radiator Springs Racers. And those you will have an option to purchase up to 2 attractions a day, only 2. And they'll range in price depending on, again, it'll be tiered, sort of like daily tickets are tiered now. Sometimes of the year they'll be cheaper to add. Sometimes of the year they'll be a little more expensive. Clear as mud.
Getting there. It's getting there. So the thing one thing I want to add to about the Rise of the Resistance, anything with virtual queues, you don't have to purchase it to still use the virtual queues. This is just if you want to make it, it's still a little confusing. We're all still kind of learning here. Yeah. So basically, what are you paying for when you're getting the Lightning Lane from, say, like the Rise of the Resistance or any of those other virtual queues?
It does, from what I'm understanding, what we're seeing now, it does sound like for Rise of the Resistance and the new Remy's Ratatouille attraction, that virtual queues will still be offered. You know, they'll update us on, you know, that has changed since Rise of the Resistance opened in terms of when you can do it, and then twice a day. But the free option for getting a boarding group will still exist.
Yes.
If you're not lucky enough to get one of those, or if you just know, I don't want to mess with what time I might end up with, I want to know that I can get on Rise of the Resistance at 2:00 because we've got a parade we have to go to and a reservation. You know, at that point, you may just want to purchase to secure that definite time slot, it sounds like. Or if you miss the boarding groups, they still might be available through the paper purchase on it.
Yes, that's a good point. You know, and everything's so fluid right now. They haven't given us a date when this is going to come out exactly. They just say fall. So we're waiting for fall to come and then to have some more information. But you guys will be the first to know in our newsletters. And yes, and we just keep you up to date as much as we can. Does anyone have any other questions? Let us know if you could see us, if you can hear us, give us a like, give us a love, show us some love, because this has been a while since we've gone live and I'm using a new thing. So, you know, we look all fancy, I guess. But thank you, Sean. Sean, anything else you want to add about planning a Disney vacation?
I would just say, you know, it's time. We have all been dealing with the world as it is. And the 50th anniversary is going to be a great time to go back to Disney World. I mean, there's great stuff always going on at Disneyland, but, you know, the festivals and the holidays, and they've just, you know, very merriest after hours party that's going to bring back the Christmas parade. So, you know, even if you're booking spring break next year, get a resort that you really want to stay at and treat yourself.
Absolutely.
Time to go back.
And speaking of 2022, Disneyland Resort packages just opened today. So we're actually, we got a lot of people on our Disneyland list that are ready to go and reserve their rooms. So don't delay, because they will fill up pretty quick. They did already the end of this year. If you have any questions about health protocols, safety protocols, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. I think Disney has been doing, you know, an amazing job. We went during the thick of it all in October and felt, you know, comfortable. And, you know, it just depends on what experience you guys want out of your vacation. But, you know, if you have any questions, reach out to Sean or I or anybody at Briar Main. Sean, let us know what your Facebook page is. What's your Facebook page?
Sean at Briar Main Travel Boutique.
Awesome.
SEAN, the Irish way.
Sean at briarmain.com is your email as well. So if you have any questions for Sean, if you're in Iowa, you can give him a high five, let him know you're there. But other than that, that's it for us today. If you guys have any questions, like I said, fill out the forms that I'll post up when I repost this video. And we'd love to help you guys plan your next magical vacation. Have a great day. Bye, Sean.
Bye.